Good morning, Devils fans, and a good morning indeed, as it is once again Devils game day after a few-day break, where we're taking on the Detroit Red Wings out in Detroit at 7 p.m. Eastern. A few pieces of Devils news to get into. For the few handful of you that did watch the last video, had some very quickly outdated information in there. From Lindy, Nico will travel with the team to Detroit today. Timo will not, and Nico will not play. So Jack Hughes is back in the lineup. Obviously, played last game versus the Rangers extremely well, and is going to be right there with the boys again in Detroit. Nico will be there for the moral support, and we heard it from Nate, we heard it from Brat, Lindy. It's great having him back on the ice, even if it's just in practice, having him back in the room. And I'm sure on the plane for travel, at the hotel and all that, it'll be a good moral boost for the boys on a very, very slight trip out into the flyover country in the middle there. So a few other pieces of information that did come out as well. I'll stick with the lines here for a second. It looks like our 6 defensemen I did talk about yesterday are sticking together. So that would be Siegenthaler, Dougie, Ball, Marino, and then Luke and Miller. Now, I don't know if Smith is going to be the healthy scratch. That would be my assumption. But with Nico not playing, he did take 4th line center rushes at practice yesterday. So likely Tierney will slot in on that 4th line and play with Smith as the healthy scratch. Smith has played forward in his career, so there is the off chance that they want to try him out there over Tierney. I'll be honest, I wouldn't even hate it. I kind of talked about it on the pod that came out today. Just has not been a great year, at least from what I've seen out of Tierney. And at least Smith has had some higher highs, even if he has also had some lower lows. His lows have come from, defensive stuff. And so if he's over on the wing on 4th line, can't really worry too much about that type of breakdown. So I'm sure they're going to go with Tierney, and that'll just be is what it is. But that's really it. Lineup stuff. Otherwise, stuff is pretty much staying as is. We'll probably, it looks like we're going to see Holla, Jack, Lazar back together again. To Foley, Brat with Mikey. We got Palat there as well. We know they had to switched around. Willman back in the lineup as well. Mikey, bottom 6 now, technically, I guess. We got Mercer. Holtz should really come to fruition. Before I get into the Detroit stuff and how that's going to match up, rumor just came out before the recording of this video that we are apparently interested in Tanev out of Calgary. We've basically been linked to every defenseman there. Surprised there isn't big talks as well of us, interested in Markstrom as some sort of crazy huge package. Maybe they're trying to keep that one a bit more on the down low, but possibly it's looking like at some point we're going to nab one of these guys out of Calgary. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed. It really depends on what they're asking for, which is probably going to be a lot. And so do we need to give up those assets for a position that really is not an issue? So we'll see. I trust Fitz on this one. I think he's done very well as far as roster construction goes. So he's nailed every single trade, essentially, that he has done in his tenure. So I have zero worry that he will give up a adequate amount, but not too much, and get a guy that is going to fit in with what we need. I think that really covers most of the news. So injury updates, rumor mill for trades, lineup, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the Detroit preview a bit. They have been up on the upswing, which is why it's surprising that they are switching up their lines heading into this one. It has been confirmed that I believe it is Husso will be playing in his second game for the season, second straight game. His first outing was basically about what you want in your goaltender. He wasn't lights out. He didn't give up any big stinkers. Basically did what his job wants him to do. So could be a good opportunity for us to absolutely tank his numbers, and that's what we want to see. Their forwards have been so-so. I mean, on the aggregate, their top line that is not together for this one, at least as of yesterday's practice lines, of Raymond, Larkin, and DeBrincat, they have been insane. But it looks like they're getting split up because the rest of their lines have not been so great. So my assumption is coach is trying to spread the wealth a little bit. Guys that are really firing on all cylinders, put them with some of the guys that are not, spread the wealth, try and get multiple lines that are producing and going at 5v5, 5-on-5, as opposed to just having one line that is dominant and 3 lines that are getting dominated. Works in theory. We'll see how it actually matches up against us. I think it would be brutal for them if we were fully healthy. Missing Timo and Nico is obviously a huge deal, so we'll see exactly how it ends up playing out for them. Special teams wise, they are fairly middle of the road in both power play and PK from actual on ice results and the underlying numbers. Biggest thing that stuck out to me was their PK is actually quite good at diminishing high quality scoring chances. They will give up low and medium in decent spades, nothing, not like top, worst in the league type area, more like, mid range, bottom 10, bottom 15 type stuff. So it's really, they're doing pretty well on it. So it really comes down to their goaltending on what's actually going into the net. But we are a power play that does not need many chances. If you look at our rate numbers there, we basically only need a couple chances and then they go in, which is why we don't actually stack a lot of expected goals for. We don't stack a lot of high danger chances. We don't stack a lot of scoring chances because really it only takes us a couple and the puck has been going in the net because of just the insane quality that we do generate. So keep an eye on that in this one as well. Their power play can be quite deadly. We saw them do some work against us in the home opener when we played them last, and DeBrincat made us pay. But over the season as a whole, it has been fairly wishy-washy. We'll see how it continues to trend for them. And like I said, their 5-on-5 play has been trending upwards, but it definitely has not been quite where the coaching staff wants for them, hence the lineup shakeup. No surprise here, the names you need to look out for are going to be Larkin and DeBrincat as far as the scoring touch goes. Red Wings are in a very weird spot where they do have some young guns. They have some middle-aged guys, some older ones as well. So they have very been waffling about so far this season, but you take a look at the Atlantic, the Metro, the East as a whole, they're in a very similar spot to us where they're on the outside looking in currently, but they truly believe that they have the talent and the personnel to make a push and be a playoff team this year. Obviously, we had those expectations going into the season to a much higher degree, but there's, in Detroit's mind, no reason that they should not be in that same conversation. So, missing two studs on our end, it's going to have to be, again, the Jack show, which I think we can and just should expect it every game at this point. And then obviously that to be facilitated along with Bratt, Luke, Dougie, and Toffoli as the other big names to round out our lineup. Man, there is so much talent on this skating crew. It is insane. So really can't wait to see Miller get another game in. He has been fantastic in the past too. I expect that to continue, especially being stapled along Luke. And I think this is going to be a really good one for us. I really think I'm fairly optimistic going into this. Is it an absolute must-win game? No, but it's one you really need, should win, want to win, get going back on the right trajectory because this next 6-game stretch or so is pretty big in getting us right back in the mix, top 3 in the Metro. So I think that's really going to be it on this one. Nothing too crazy to look out for. Again, special teams, fairly middle of the road in both areas for them, but the penalty kill definitely snubs out a lot of high danger chances. 5-on-5 numbers, I'm not quite sure what we can expect tonight because they did a lineup shakeup. And so we'll see. And then we're missing 2 big pieces. So our lines are also all over the place with Jack being back. So now it's even changing from the other games, yada, yada, yada. It's been a very interesting start here to the season for us. So who we're going to get starting in net, my guess will be Vitek. He got the win against them the first time, but it's been a very weird goaltending season, so who knows which direction they end up choosing. So that is going to do it here for today's video. We'll analyze this game come tomorrow morning, which is Thanksgiving. I will still be doing a video. We'll be heading over to family, so I don't know how in-depth I'll go on it, but I definitely will get at least a little something to give my thoughts about the game come tomorrow. So enjoy it, guys. Going to be a good one. We can celebrate tomorrow with family, friends, or just if you don't have anyone to hang out with, I'll be here to talk to you at least a little bit tomorrow. So I'll see you in the morning as always and forever. Let's go Devils, baby. Oh, recording didn't stop. You hate when you see that happen. So bye.